There's a strange moment that happens to almost every woman. She's doing something completely unrelated, driving, working, scrolling her phone at 1 a.m., and out of nowhere, your face pops into her mind. She pushes the thought away, tells herself it doesn't mean anything, maybe even tells her friends she's totally over it. But the thought comes back anyway. That's not an accident. And it's not something you can fake, force, or beg into existence. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why that happens and the step-by-step approach that can make it happen for you. So let's begin with the uncomfortable truth. Why isn't she missing you right now? And if you've been blaming yourself because you think you're not attractive enough or not good enough, you're about to discover the real reason. Imagine this. She replies to your messages hours later, if she replies at all. Every time you ask her out, she's suddenly busy. When you talk, it feels more like chatting with a colleague than someone who's excited to see you. You've tried being kinder. You've made yourself more available.
You've put in more effort, yet somehow she seems even less interested than before. Here's the hard truth. Almost everything you've been taught about winning over an uninterested woman is backwards. The more you try to prove your value, the more you unintentionally convince her that she doesn't have to earn your attention. And that's exactly the problem. From her perspective, there's no scarcity. She already knows you're always available. Your attention costs nothing. It isn't rare. It isn't exclusive. It's simply expected. And in today's world, she's already surrounded by endless male attention. Direct messages, compliments, likes, reactions. Every day, countless men are trying to get noticed. So your effort doesn't stand out. It blends into the background.
To protect herself from that constant flood of attention, her brain naturally filters most of it out. That's why she isn't rejecting you because you're somehow not enough. She's simply become indifferent because you've given her nothing different to notice. Human beings are wired to recognize contrast. We overlook what's always available. We value what feels rare. And when your attention is unlimited, it loses its impact. That's why if you truly want her to miss you, giving her even more attention isn't the answer. Giving her less is. Because here's the strange paradox. The moment she actually feels your absence, she finally notices the space you've left behind. And that's when curiosity begins doing the work for you.
So, if more attention only pushes her further away, what actually makes her start thinking about you? That's where the real strategy begins. Before we dive into it, do me a quick favor. If this is already making sense, hit the like button. Because what's coming next might completely change the way you think about attraction. Now, here's the first move. And for most men, it's easily the hardest. Step out of her front row view. Not to punish her, not to make some dramatic statement, and definitely not by announcing that you're blocking her. Just quietly disappear from her daily routine. Stop sending constant messages. Stop liking every post.
Stop becoming her emotional backup whenever she's bored. Don't watch every story she uploads. Don't react to every picture she shares. In today's digital world, disappearing from someone's online life often gets noticed even faster than disappearing in real life. Why? Because you've interrupted a familiar pattern. Your name no longer appears in her notifications. That constant presence suddenly disappears, and the human brain naturally wants to complete unfinished patterns. But here's where most guys get it wrong. They disappear, then spend every evening checking her profile, wondering if she's noticed. That's not attractive. Instead, fill your own life. Spend time with friends. Train harder. Pick up new hobbies. Travel. Learn something valuable. Build experiences worth remembering. Let your energy change. When she eventually notices that your life keeps moving without her, two thoughts often appear. First, he's actually doing just fine. Second, who is he spending all that time with now? That second question is incredibly powerful because curiosity is replacing certainty. Next comes social proof. Share genuine moments from your life with other people. If women naturally happen to be there, that's perfectly fine. But never fake it. Don't stage photos just to trigger jealousy. Authenticity always wins. There's another detail most men overlook: memory triggers.
an inside joke, a certain song, a phrase only the two of you shared, a place, even a familiar scent. These small things reconnect people emotionally without a single message being sent. Then add something even more valuable, intellectual attraction.
Become someone who introduces new ideas, different perspectives, interesting conversations, useful skills. When you're no longer around, she isn't only missing your attention. She's missing the way you challenged her thinking. And eventually, if the moment feels right, reappear, not after 2 days.
Not the instant she sends a casual, "Hey stranger." Give enough time for your absence to actually matter. Usually somewhere between 2 and 6 weeks, depending on how often you used to talk. When you do come back, don't explain yourself. Don't apologize. Don't act as though you've been waiting. Return as a better version of yourself. More confident, healthier, more focused. A man who's genuinely been enjoying his own life. That's how indifference slowly turns into intrigue. And here's what really matters. This isn't only about making one woman miss you. It's about becoming the kind of man people remember. I know it goes against your instincts. When you care about someone, your first reaction is usually to give more attention, more effort, more proof of your value. But ironically, that's often the very thing that weakens attraction. Sometimes the strongest move isn't leaning in. It's taking a step back, not to play games, not to manipulate anyone, but to build a life that's so meaningful, so fulfilling, and so attractive that whether she's interested or not, you're already winning.